Welcome to part 2 of the Nan Yin analysis. Let's dig into various team comps for all the elements and talk about what is optimal to run in each team. Afterward, we'll compare the strength of them to each other at different investment levels. As for triple altered teams, due to how the void trace damage calculation works, in that it largely doesn't benefit from most investment sources, we'll have to talk about that one in a separate video. We'll start out with a Liu Huo Main DPS comp, using Face and Nan Yin as supports, all with their respective matrices. Nan Yin's trait is ideal to get a bit of extra damage with her discharge. Overdrive Shot and Bubble Gun are the preferred relics. For Titan stats, normal attack damage is ideal, with generic damage and weak point being options for other slots. Run dodge damage on your microreactor. Start out on Liu Huo, popping Overdrive Shot before switching to Phase, cancelling discharge and casting her skill, and then discharging to Nan Yin and using her skill. Do a dodge attack on Liu Huo and use her skill, and then use her DPS combo. 2 basic attacks into hold and dodge, until hitting 2 full charge bars. Then switch to Phase, cancel her discharge, and double tap her skill, and then repeat the rotation from Nan Yin's discharge. Next, let's talk about a Nan Yin main DPS comp for Flame. Here, we'll use Face and Zeke as supports, all with their respective matrices. Bubble Gun and Thoracic Heart are the ideal relics to use. For Titan stats, go for normal attack damage, and weak point or discharge damage in places you can't. Start out on Zeke, using your relics and his skill, followed by a couple dodges to ensure a snake chain. Switch to Phase, cancel her discharge and use her skill, and then discharge to Nan Yin, use her skill and dodge attack for a Phase illusion, and then do her auto ×3 hold combo for DPS. As you begin to approach 2 full charge bars, discharge the Phase and let the animation go off. This part must be done before hitting 2 full charge bars, or you won't have enough time to prep the next part of the rotation. Discharge back to Nan Yin, do 1 auto ×2 to hold combo. Switch to Zeke, use his skill, then switch to Phase and double tap her skill, giving you just enough charge to go back to Nan Yin's discharge and repeat the rotation. It's a bit awkward, but this rotation makes maximum use of Nan Yin's discharge damage. Let's now look into Frost comps. We'll start out with a Ling main DPS comp, with Sweeping Yulan and Nan Yin as supports, each with their respective matrices. Use Ling trait for a bit of extra frost damage. Bubble Gun and Thoracic Heart are our ideal relics. For Titan stats, normal attack damage is ideal, with generic damage buff and weak point being recommended in other slots, and discharge damage on microreactor. The following rotation, while possible to memorize for a given time frame, is not simple. For general purposes, try to remember the following priorities. You'll want to discharge on Ling every 30 seconds for her buffs, and Nan Yin every 15 seconds for the dot, using Yulan's discharge when her skill is up. Fill in downtime with Ling hold attack, as well as Nan Yin's auto to hold chain when more charge is needed. Start out with your relics and Ling skill. Then discharge to Yulan and use her skill, followed by that of Nan Yin. Discharge to Ling and use her hold attack until full charge. Then discharge to Yulan and use her skill again, followed by Nan Yin's discharge. Do 1 auto ×2 to hold combo and then switch to Ling. Use her skill and hold attack until roughly hitting 1.6 charge bars. Use Nan Yin's discharge and do another auto ×2 to hold attack. Discharge to Ling, followed by that of Yulan along with her skill. Discharge back to Nan Yin and use a quick hold attack, switching to Ling before the charge bar fails. Use Ling hold attack until her skill comes back up. Then use that, followed by Yulan's discharge and skill, and then that of Nan Yin. Let's also quickly cover a Yulan main DPS comp with double altered Fiona and Nan Yin, again with their respective matrices. Wellspring and Maelstrom are our ideal Fiona skills here. For relics, we use Overdrive Shot and Thoracic Heart. Normal attack damage is our ideal Titan stat, though generic damage, skill, or dodge are not too far behind. The rotation plays just like any other Yulan rotation, with the same priorities for stack management. Check out my Ling video for more information. Next, let's talk about Volt. The ideal Volt team has Mimi main DPS, supported by double altered Fiona and Nan Yin, again, each with their respective matrices. We use Wellspring and Hydro Focus as our Fiona skills, with Fiona's trait. Overdrive Shot and Bubble Gun are our ideal relics. For Titan stats, skill and normal attack damage are the preferred lines. Run discharge damage on your microreactor. Start on Mimi and use your relics. Then use Nan Yin's discharge and skill, followed by that of Fiona. Switch to Mimi and tap both your skill charges, popping Overdrive Shot after the first charge. Hold attack until you get to 2 full charge bars, and repeat the rotation. At the 1 and 2 minute marks, make sure to stop whatever you're doing and put out Nan Yin's skill. If you know you'll need to put it back out, make sure to hold Mimi's skill. Your Overdrive Shot charges are limited anyway, and because Mimi can hold 2 charges, you aren't missing any damage. For physical, we'll be using Nan Yin main DPS, with Zeke and Fiona as supports. The reason for this is Nan Yin's dimensional collapse will benefit from Zeke's snake chain when she is on field, and additionally, by not running Zeke main DPS, you can run Fiona's trait for a huge Maelstrom boost. We'll use Lyra 4-piece on Nan Yin, and Zeke and Nan Yin matrices on the offhands. Wellspring and Maelstrom are our Fiona skills, alongside Fiona's traits. We use Bubble Gun and Thoracic Heart for generic damage increases. For Titan stats, normal attack damage is king. The one other consideration, of course, is weak point in situations where it's active. Use your relics, followed by Nan Yin's skill. Use Fiona's discharge and skill, then switch to Zeke and use his skill and dodge attack. Discharge to Nan Yin, pop Maelstrom, and spam her auto ×3 to hold combo until Maelstrom has roughly 7 seconds left on its cooldown. Then use Fiona's discharge and skill, then switch to Zeke and use his skill, discharging to Nan Yin immediately after acquiring the charge, and the rotation just repeats from here. Let's also quickly cover a comp with Zeke main DPS, using Genono and Nan Yin as supports. As with any comp with Zeke as main DPS, use his trait. The matrix setup is the same as before. Lyra 4-piece on the main DPS, and then Zeke and Nan Yin on the supports. Overdrive Shot and Thoracic Heart are the preferred relics, with normal attack damage being the ideal Titan stat. The rotation plays literally the same as the Zeke Genono Fiona comp. Just stick Nan Yin wherever Fiona was. I'll direct you to the Zeke video for that so we can move on. Let's now take a look at all the team comps and their expected theoretical damage at the various investment levels, starting with the absolute maximum investment, including Titan gear. At the maximum investment level, we see a decent increase for Frost teams, with the Yulan main DPS comp roughly matching the Ling quick swap comp, though a good chunk of that power is from Fiona's execution. Without execute in play, as in on the cactus or in sequential, the Ling comp is a good margin stronger. Both flame comps offer an improvement over the old flame comps, with more of an edge towards the Nan Yin main DPS comp. Both also sees a decent increase, but for now, does not have too many strong options other than running double altered. For physical, Nan Yin main DPS brings about a considerable boost, while the Genono comp is a good bit lower than that. Without limited matrices in play, the margin between Nan Yin and older comps closes almost completely, as a lot of Nan Yin's power comes from the exponential scaling under dimensional collapse effect. Nan Yin still brings about power across the board, though in some cases the gain is hardly more than it would be for a marked version of an older comp. When we drop down to an F2P plus investment level with A3 units, the gap actually widens a bit, due to how other units lose a lot more power than Nan Yin when dropping from A6 to A3. However, the older Faisa, Liu Huo, and Zeke comp performs better than all these other options. At an F2P investment level with all A1 characters, we see some interesting balance. Again, the old Zeke flame comp is still the strongest at this level, though other options come close. Horrible. Overall, Nan Yin brings power mostly to the higher end of comps, due to how the scaling of her skill works. However, this isn't to say that Nan Yin won't be an improvement to your team, as these relative differences are only if you already had the previous meta team fully built. Also, Nan Yin opens the door to a completely different playstyle that benefits low investment comps extremely, the triple altered comp, which has a very high damage floor due to how the scaling works, but in return a lower damage ceiling. So, at what point is triple altered better than a standard comp? We'll cover that in another video. And until then, I'll see you guys next time! 1, 2, 3, and oh holy, I'm an eyesore.